And we're off. Welcome to Stupidity Can Make You Famous, episode 4. Is social media really social? Today, we're joined by two very special guests. Curtis.
Hello.
Say hello, Curtis.
Hello.
Rate your political educationalness.
No, we stopped
a
that.
scale of
We're
one.
not, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I see my brother.
No, give us a line about yourself, Curtis.
My name's Curtis. I'm 24 and I'm from Norwich.
Curtis from Norwich. Naomi, introduce yourself. Give us a
Uh,
line. Oh, sorry, this is Naomi. Introduce yourself. Give us a line.
I'm Naomi. That's pretty much it.
Wait, you're actually from Norwich?
No,
I thought you
I've
lived
got,
up the
I've only
road.
got 2 arms.
He's not 24 either.
I've only got two.
Solid.
I want to get involved in that. Beautiful. Okay, Curtis.
Sorry for the Norwich viewers there.
Curtis is my day one. Mind you, Curtis. You know, I was telling someone a story about you the other day, Curtis.
What's that, Aston?
I was telling a story about the game you created called Mini Men. Remember those days? In primary school, we used to get on our knees, put our coats around our knees, and we'd look like really small
I
people.
don't know what you're talking about, Aston.
Don't pretend you don't know what I'm on about.
That's in the past now, Aston. Leave it.
That's old me. We had a lot of fun, didn't we? Don't have any stories about you, Naomi, because
No, yeah.
I don't actually know who you are.
Back to the podcast. Is social media social? Curtis, give us your views
Oh.
on how social
Social media,
is.
eh?
Is it social?
I feel like no.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate?
Lovely.
But for many reasons.
Go on,
I would say
hit
them right now.
Right, like an essay.
So say them now. Right now. Right, I think social media has become more of a it's just media at this point. There's nothing social about it.
So do you reckon we should change the whole brand? So Instagram is now just media.
It's just media, yeah.
It's not. Well, it's kind of a little bit social.
'Cause I feel like it's so big at this point that
Saying it's not social isn't true, though, Curtis.
Mm.
And I'll tell you why. It's social to communicate with people, right? And that's what we're doing on social media.
yeah, because taking a picture of your sandwich and going, oh wow, what a great chef I am. That's really social.
That would be you sharing your sandwich with the world.
Yeah, but does everyone really care about the sandwich?
I care about your sandwich.
Yep.
I
So does
mean,
Naomi. How
Yeah.
would you care about Curtis' sandwich?
So much.
No. Not
Don't
really.
say no, because that's going against my point.
Yeah, well, I don't care about it.
I hate
do
you.
See, exactly. That's my point. No one cares about the sandwich.
Then why are you
It's true.
posting it? If you don't care about it, just don't post it.
Because you think people are going to care about the sandwich, you post about the sandwich.
Well, then you obviously think people are going to care
but
about the
people are not going
sandwich.
to care about the sandwich. Just because you like the sandwich doesn't mean everyone
Yeah,
else
but that's
likes
how
the
you get
sandwich.
questions. They might message you and go, "Hey, what's in your sandwich?"
Yeah, but do you
Well-
post something on Snapchat, on your Snapchat
Not-
story, hoping for a reply?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Why
don't.
would you post? Do you think I just post?
I'm
over the
past that
pants?
point now. I'm just like, you know what? Reply. me,
Everything I
don't care.
Too many
post
people
is
reply.
a beg to get friends.
What?
Everything. If I post, it's please reply. I have no friends.
Oh well, now I know that. I'll reply to everything. then,
Thanks,
don't worry.
mate. It's actually a cry for help.
Naomi, do you think social media is social?
Yes, I think it is social because you're able to talk to more people and you can communicate more with people.
Mhm.
Like I have a friend in Australia, and I won't be able to communicate with her without having Snapchat or WhatsApp or social
Yeah,
media
yeah.
without it.
You can write a letter.
Yeah, but that's still media. It's still you're still being social, and yeah, it's easier to
Point
do it over
retracted
text.
if that is considered media.
Okay.
So you're saying that social media is social, and Curtis is saying it isn't social.
Yes.
So that's some beef right there. Fight.
I
Beef
would,
sandwich.
I would say that social media is social. It's social media because
Yeah.
it's a social version of the word media. Yet it is an anti-social thing because people are just sort of absorbed into it.
It's social networking, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way.
It's like it's still social, but then like it can make you antisocial. You know what I mean? So like, say I'm at the dinner table with the fam, having a nice meal, eat my dinner. My mum talks to me, whip my phone out, start Snapchatting your boy Curtis here. So I'm texting Curtis while my mum's talking to me. I'm being social with Curtis, but I'm being antisocial with my mum.
Yeah, good point.
But what's worse, if I was to ignore Curtis or my mum? I'd be ignoring my mum because she's actually there, whereas Curtis is sat in his room taking pictures of his sandwich while messaging me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Exactly.
So would you say that it's social? Would you say that Aston is being social in that situation because although he's ignoring his mum, he is communicating with Curtis?
I feel like there's a very fine line, like you say. I was gonna go on to like develop my point and say like immediately, it's not like you're not being social with the people you're with, but then like you're being social with the people you're not with you're like talking to. I don't. Yeah.
And like with Snapchat, you can like log off. You know what I mean? So like, if you wanted to not be social on there, it's not considered rude unless you're like really weird and you're like, oh, they haven't replied in ages, and you start looking on their snap maps and stuff, and it gets a bit creepy. But like, whereas when you're in a social situation with the fam at dinner, you've got to eat your dinner, right? You can't just like walk away and leave your dinner. So like, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well-
like, you can't log out of life and not have your dinner.
Curtis, what would you say to like Aston's situation about texting you and texting or talking to his mum? Don't be biased because it's you. Let's just say it's not you.
Well, it depends what Aston's messaging me about. If it's about my sandwich, say we're going back to the sandwich again, I feel like he should be talking to his mum at that point, because I think Karen's more important to me to Aston in that situation. Because who cares about my sandwich? Talk to your mum, Aston. Family's important.
Sorry,
Oh,
mate.
You know what? Family is very important.
Ah, should we digress onto that? You say that a lot. Family, is it important?
Yeah. It's just
Yeah, full stop. Okay, furthermore, digress. One
There
thing,
it is again.
one thing that really annoys me is like you're walking along the street, you're walking through the shopping centre, and there's someone on their phone, and then they like walk into you
Mm.
when you're looking
Oh.
where they're going, and they're not. They've just got their face.
Use
in
your
Facebook.
eyes.
If you pardon the pun.
As a running theme. I agree. Like that just it really grinds my gears. Because like just look where you're going, you know what I mean? Like that is how you get hit by a car.
Literally.
You know that advert back in the day, the creepiest advert I think I've ever seen, you definitely all know what I'm on about. There's that kid with like really dark eyes and he hasn't been sleeping and he's walking across the phone and it's like really colourful, and then he walks across the road on his phone and their car just comes and mows him down and then he's like hopping away. Do you know what I'm on about? Do any of
I'm
you know
pretty
what
sure
I'm
I've
on about?
seen that.
And it like scared the crap out of me. I think I literally didn't sleep
When
for like
did you
a
see
month.
this video? Like,
It was
recently,
like-
or-
A week ago. No, it was like back in the day. It was like a childhood TV advert. But yeah, there we go.
Scary. What do you guys think about that? People sort of on their phones.
Well, while walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it, mate. In the corridors, especially in school, just get off your phone. But just look where you're walking. What's so important? That someone just posted about the sandwich at school. They shouldn't be. Just look where you're going.
Too right. Well said. What do you think, Naomi?
Yeah, like the same. It's just being aware of your surroundings that really is the important thing here.
Mm.
It's just like being aware. Yeah.
It's like if you know, like in cars when they have sort of the sort of screen,
Mm.
it always says, "Oh, beware of your surroundings." Don't look at that.
Well, you're looking at it. aren't
Which
you?
is
Oh,
again.
was that your point?
That's just made me spark a point.
Oh.
Why are there like in cars they have like social media on the?
Why are you telling me
dashboard thing.
not to look at it on the thing that you're telling me not to look at? Because now I'm suddenly looking at it
Exactly.
because you're telling me not to look at it. But the only way I'm going to see that message is if I look at it. God.
It's
Good
like
point.
my brother's. He's got like an iGo, and his one. If you keep using the screen, it's a Toyota. It's a
Okay.
car. Sorry. And if you keep using the screen, after a while it just turns off and you can't use it. But then that's to keep the driver safe. But like as a passenger, I have to like keep waiting for the screen. So it's like, is that really being used for? Is it just making everyone more annoyed about the fact they
Mhm.
can't use the screen on
Yeah.
the car?
Yeah, what I don't like is in cars when sort of you have your sat nav in the middle on that screen sometimes, if there is one. Sometimes it's like you really have to sort of turn your head and look. I feel like it should just be sort of in the field of view, sort of. So you have sat navs that you stick to the window. It should be in your field of view, right there, so you don't have to do a full vertebrae shift to look down at
Wait,
it.
you on about sat nav?
Yeah.
That's a thing. It's in my dad's car.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like stuck
The
to the
sat nav's
window.
on. No, it's like
Or the one that's on the sort of little
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
downstairs.
and then it like projects onto the windscreen.
Oh,
Wait,
that's a
really?
heads-up display. Yeah,
But it's got like the directions and it like
yeah, that's modern. That's a new sort of thing.
it's quite cool.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's
cool.
like what we need. I guess if you've
Exactly.
got like a
then
really
it's,
old car.
then it's always there, and you can have like your speed on there as well and stuff.
But if you're there with like the in betweeners car
Like
or
your
something
Toyota
like that from
Aygo
like
doesn't have a heads-up display, does
1940.
it?
Yeah.
It's not going to be
Pretty-
there.
Pretty cheap car.
Go on, okay.
So comparing to a Toyota, Teslas, they have the massive screen
Yeah.
on the dashboard.
Uh-huh.
I feel like, what's the need for one of those?
So you can
No.
watch TV while
Like
driving.
a 60-inch TV in your car.
It's literally so big.
Yeah.
So you got a sat nav of the solar system or just a
Exactly.
fancy shit.
Yeah, just providing more
Just in case you want to drive to
distractions.
Mars.
You're driving to your granny's house. You don't need a map of the solar system on your dash, do you? Anyway,
Well
are
said.
there any other points that you guys want to talk about antisocial social media?
I feel like we can go anywhere with this. So
Mm.
just we'll go everywhere and anywhere.
Here's one. So so,
There's just Harry asking, "Do you guys have any points?" Here's one. I've got one.
so do you ever see it where friends will be with each other but they'll be on their phones?
What's
Yeah.
a friend?
Oh, don't worry, mate. That's an episode coming up just for you. Yeah, so it annoys me when groups of supposed friends are on their phones when they're together. That annoys me. Do you guys ever see that around, or
Yeah.
just like groups of people all on their phones?
But then I feel like we can't be hypocritical because we all know we've been in a situation where we're all just on our phones.
Yeah.
You know.
Tommy's on his phone right now.
We're not good enough for you, mate. Don't worry.
But but during this podcast, I've been on my phone
Exactly.
sending Snapchats to
Yeah.
people of the podcast. Harry's been on his phone. Like, we'll just do it.
yeah,
It's
but
just kind of
I've been social networking about the podcast.
social networking.
But
Exactly.
you're still not
But like, it's
with
just one
us,
of those
so-
things. We'll do it. It's just kind of a habit.
Sorry, I'll try harder.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. So, have you ever been in that situation where you've been with someone and it's a bit awkward, so you get out your phone
Yeah.
and just like sort of scroll through your contacts or something because you've got nothing better to do?
I used to do this thing where I'd pretend to be on the phone, and this no, it's actually a shocking thing to do. But I'd like feel awkward in public or something, or like so I'm just like, hello, and I'm just there going, yeah, yeah, that's cool, and I just keep on saying yeah. If someone was stood there watching me, they think I'm a proper freak because I'm literally there for like maybe 10 minutes just going, yeah,
Do you do this like when you're home alone? You just sort of get your phone and just
front of
talk
the
to
mirror,
no one.
like-
My mum walks in. Yeah, I'm talking to all my friends.
Oh,
my mum
God,
think I'm
that's why you have
popular.
therapy and things like that. Joking.
I
Sorry.
don't have therapy. But if I did, that wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't.
Nope.
Yeah.
Unnecessary, Aston.
I'm sorry. Tommy's giving me a bit of stick 'cause I keep on swearing. Just get a bit passionate about the cause. I
Is
just,
Jordan editing this or who's editing it? Oh, okay.
Hello, Jordan. That is
God.
all.
I've got another point. God, I'm on fire today.
God.
What do you guys think about when you see people on their phones whilst driving?
It's just so
That's
dumb.
illegal.
It's
isn't it?
disgusting.
It's illegal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Elaborate, Curtis.
Well, I feel like I remember I did my speech on this in my year 9 English speaking
Oh.
exam. So
The Rock.
I know a lot about this.
This is where
so
it's going.
you're
Dwayne
like,
Johnson.
you're like if you're on your phone while driving, that's as bad as either smoking or
Drinking and driving.
drinking. I feel like it should be on the same level as that
Doing
Exactly.
drugs.
because it's as dangerous as any of those things.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. I think Jake's gonna hop in and.
Jake is running
Hello-
all across
hello
our
everybody, I'm
massive
back.
set.
Can I just make a point as a driver?
Yeah.
But you drive.
I yeah, I'll drive.
Where are my lifts at, bro?
Mate, hit me up.
I
Give me some
will.
petrol money. I'll take you anywhere.
Nah, G.
Anyway,
You do it for free.
we digress. As
I don't even know what digress means.
it's a word beyond my vocabulary. Blurry.
Why did you use it?
Let the boy speak, for goodness sake.
As a driver, I've come to find that it is incredibly frustrating when you want to use your phone and you can't because the technology doesn't allow you to. So I think the whole hands-free thing isn't hands-free enough. Although that sort of the point is that you shouldn't be concentrating on what you're doing on your phone. But then if you're trying to make a phone call, it doesn't work because your car's not, it's not integrated properly. So it can become a bit of an issue between, you need to use your phone for something. You need to use it for sat nav, as we were talking about before. But your phone's turned off and you've got to redo the sat nav. So I think the whole hands-free, like voice assistant, Siri, Alexa, Google, whatever, like if they improve that as a thing for drivers, it'll make everything a little bit more safe.
I get that as well, though. Like, I'll get a notification saying, "Oh, are you driving?" I'm like, 16, I'm not driving. And then it will stop me from going on my phone because it thinks I'm driving.
Yeah, that's what my sister has that in her. So whenever you go on a car journey, it sort of locks the phone and blocks you from any notifications. But if you send a text to that person, it comes up with an auto reply saying, "I'm driving." Do you text like urgent? If you send the word urgent or something, they get a notification. So if you're dying, you could be like, urgent, and then
This is urgent. I'm dying.
Then they get a notification. Aston keeps taking videos, and it's really annoying.
Just.
Being unsociable.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Cool
so appropriate.
I feel like with sat navs, you know, they've got the voice where it's like at the roundabout, take the third exit.
Oh my god, have you been in my sat nav this whole time?
I feel like they need to make those voices a bit more intriguing.
Actually, so my mum used to have this Garmin sat nav, and you could like pay to have different voices. So you could have like Homer Simpson as your navigator. You know about that, Tom?
They're doing that with Alexa now.
My uncle had Yoda.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are. With
Morgan
Alexa,
Freeman, isn't it?
Samuel L. Jackson
Oh.
can be your Alexa voice next to you.
No way. That's amazing. That's the best thing I've heard all
I
week.
saw a thing on Snapchat. And it was like 4 people, and it was like either Danny Dyer and then loads of people. And I was like, oh, please be Danny Dyer, please be Danny. And it was Samuel L. Jackson. It was like, has he got a nice voice?
Yes. If he puts that lisp on like he does in like 50% of his movies, that is the right guy, isn't it?
Probably not. That'd be funny.
He has a lisp in Kingsman, I think.
Is he in Kingsman?
Yes, yeah. Has anyone seen Samuel L. Jackson working at McDonald's in Toaster?
What?
Just me, there's a woman that looks like Samuel L. Jackson.
A woman.
Oh no, would you work in McDonald's?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
My God.
Samuel L. Jackson works in Toaster
You go through the
McDonald's.
drive-thru and you're like, Samuel L. Jackson, is that you?
All right,
It's like, here's your mayo chicken, honey.
When did the
Oh,
GDPR
the media do
law come in, sort of recently?
Like 2018.
Yeah.
We got strict
Because now teachers always go, oh, GDPR, whenever you look at a book or
That's why
something.
we weren't allowed a yearbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Even though
grinded
some
my
schools did
gears.
have yearbooks.
Why? Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, anyone that. What? So, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just don't like how they wouldn't let us have a yearbook because of some law.
Well,
Like,
the GDPR law.
I don't know what the GDPR law is, though.
General Data Protection
Protection
Regulations.
But, like,
Genius.
if you're getting pictures at school, like.
But that's the whole law. So you can't share data. So the data that's being shared is the pictures and the names and things like that. That's the whole law. You can't
Yeah.
share data.
Yeah, but I feel like we
without
should have been given
permission.
the option just to be like, yo, sign this thing if you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
But
would've been a
what
lot
happens when
better.
one person doesn't sign it?
Well, then they're not going in the yearbook.
But the school photo, you can't just get
put
rid
a
of them.
smiley
Can you?
face over it or something.
Yeah,
I feel like there are
guess you
ways around
could.
these situations. Like, I feel like not having a yearbook is kind of a big thing. Like, what am I going to look back on in a few years? Like, that annoyed me though about the not being allowed a yearbook thing.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Well, you've got a hoodie with everyone's name on it, isn't that enough, Aston?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I've
actually,
already
is that-
lost that. I'm
is that-
so clumsy.
Is the hoodie a breach of GDPR code of conduct or not?
Well, it's just their names.
Well, my name got cut off, so there's
Did
one-
it?
That one,
It's
one
just
bit, one
Kurt.
bit. So.
Kin. Yeah, but like,
Kins.
sorry,
Oh, Kins.
Kins.
Fucking-
Yeah, like I feel like there are because
Calculation.
I have said I always forget my Apple ID password, right? So every picture I've ever taken of it is not on my Instagram, don't have it anymore. So like something like a yearbook would just been nice to look back at all the
Something
great
sort of
times.
a hard copy of
Yeah,
something.
because like I said, I forget everything. I have a shocking memory, so I've literally lost every picture I've ever taken. The only picture I have is a couple of his podcasts and one of those granite face things where it says what celebrities I look like.
How do you how do you keep losing your photos?
No, so like I'm a bit of a tool. I always drop my phone down the toilet or something stupid like that. Like I break everything, including hearts.
Lady killer.
Yeah. So like I always forget the Apple ID password, and so it's really stupid. Little dig at Apple right now. Basically,
Ventaston.
got a new phone number, right? And then with the new phone. And then to get back in my Apple ID, they're like, all right, if I know the password and username, they're like, you can't come in it though until you tell us what the code is that we just text message to your old phone. And I'm like, well, don't have that anymore, do I? Because I just got a new phone.
But you can get it to send it to your email, your Apple ID email.
But it's from a while ago, so I don't have that email either.
Oh my god, that's just poor organisation from you.
That's why I'm shockingly organised. Like, I literally remember nothing. But I knew the password and the username, but it still wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, like I wanted to start a new email, but you just can't because your whole Apple, your whole everything is just linked to that one email, so you can't
it's just
can't
toxic.
sort of branch out to any other than Yahoo, which I don't think is the best mailing platform out there.
Yahoo.
Yeah,
What are
Yahoo.
you guys emailing on?
It's got, It's got to be Gmail.
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 Are you all
Gmail.
on Gmail? Is that like a
I'm
monopoly?
also on Gmail actually, and Outlook
Oh yeah, I love a bit of Outlook.
I only had I used to
on
have
the
a Microsoft
school
phone.
database.
No, that's Gmail.
That's
Yeah.
Gmail.
Oh,
What was it before?
well, I'd be giving.
Outlook.
Oh,
They had like
well, I've been logging
Tens-
into the wrong email.
was it like 5 megabytes of inbox data? Is that why they changed it? Pretty sure
Yeah.
it was like something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, pretty hot.
Pretty
hot.
Is that what gets you going?
That really does.
Lots of email space.
Gigs and terabytes of
Megabyte.
storage on my Google.
Oh, that storage.
Oh, storage. Beautiful. Any points? Harry, have you got an article?
I found an article that says it's weird and gross to marry someone decades younger than you are. Views, Naomi, what are your views on dating someone decades younger than you?
At the moment, I feel like it's weird because like it's basically like going out with someone that is like has just been born, like right now. You know?
Yeah,
Like-
like you mean from your point of view now, if you were
Yeah.
to date someone decades, because they'd be 6, would they? To 1 decade, and then
Yep.
several
6.
decades like doesn't exist, not
Doesn't-
even a speck on the sun or anything.
But then it's like if it's the one, then maybe.
But you're not going out with a 6-year-old, are you?
Well, I hope not.
No, but exactly. Like, if say
Can we
it's
move on,
like
please?
I'm not comfortable talking about this.
say it's like a 50-year-old going out with a
40-year-old. Well,
40
decades can like minimum of
48-year-old.
20 years younger.
38-year-old. Yeah, I feel like it's not weird. Like as long as you're both over the age of
The consenting age. Like,
yeah. I
And
feel
you're
like if you're
both-
both considered adults, it's not weird. I wouldn't say
Yeah, but
consenting age. 'Cause
is there a cap?
consenting age is 16.
It gets less weird the older you get. So a 90-year-old going out with an 80-year-old is completely normal.
That's cute.
It is cute, actually, when
I
they're
love-
under
I
that
love a
age.
cute old couple.
Yeah, so do
Yeah.
I.
Curtis, views.
But when it's like an 80-year-old and a 30-year-old, that's when it gets like, ooh.
Bit
That's
shifty.
50 years.
It depends if it's about personality or sweet moolah.
Also, when that 80-year-old is a multi-billionaire corporation owner and the 20-year-old is a model, then you know what's going on there. A bit of the gold digging.
or the 20-year-old is like living in poverty and doesn't have a house. That's when it's gold digging. I feel like if they're a model, they're probably
Yeah, that's true.
earning enough
Or maybe
money.
they just have a great personality.
Yeah.
Or they just have a good time together.
Age is just a number.
Are you just assuming that the
Don't say
model, like you're assuming it's a she, right? The model.
Oh no,
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, so
Well, it can be a male model. We're not
yeah, it could
against.
be.
Yeah, because we always just assume like the male would be older. You know.
Normally, that's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
To be
personal
fair,
preference,
it could be
yeah.
a personal preference indeed. If you like an older man, if you like an older woman. Vice
How many
versa.
sort of old women? Well, you'd have to say in the media because you might not necessarily know of any through family or friends. How many older women in the media have younger husbands?
Quite a lot. I don't
Like
know the
much
exact
younger. I
amount.
mean, like
Yeah, yeah.
much younger husbands.
Jake?
That's true. Yeah, you don't know many.
Exactly. That's
But you
not.
could name loads for. the
I don't
other
know
way
what I can
around.
name, but
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
like cases like there was someone on GMB.
What's GMB?
Good
Morning,
morning,
Britain.
Britain.
Oh, okay,
Oh, I should know about this.
I
actually.
should. I thought it was like.
Curtis met Ben Shepherd.
Well, I said hi to him when he walked past. And he said hi back.
Basically met
Who's
each other.
Ben Shepherd?
oh mate,
Wait, I'll get
who are you?
Harry Ward.
we digress. Come on, Aston.
I'm
getting good at this.
do you want to be regular?
Yeah, I'd love to, Aston.
Add you to the team.
That's
Harry,
a
mate.
verbal contract. Yes.
This is the end of our contract, mate.
We don't have a contract, mate. No, I'm 50% shareholder.
I came to you with the idea. 51%, 49%.
What's that?
I don't know who
Joking.
he is, to be honest. I've never seen him in my life before.
What is
I don't know who Bench. I don't know. I
Basically,
didn't even touch the
he's
screen.
a Good Morning Britain presenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was someone on GMB, as we digress.
He presents Tipping Point as well.
Little high
Oh,
five.
Oh, okay.
You
um,
know what I mean?
yes, this couple, there was like a 70-year-old music geezer, like the sound people, you know what I mean, like record guys, and then like a 30-year-old singer, and they were like together, but then like I feel like they're both pretty rich, so I feel like it's probably more of a personality thing.
Hmm.
I think that's when people accept it more, and if both people are in different financial states. But when they're like different, everyone's like, oh, they're gold digging. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what you'd say instantly.
even though
isn't
they
it? Like,
could
yeah.
love each other's
They could, but
personality.
every time you see a young woman with an old man, you think
You're definitely going to question her.
exactly. Well, it depends. Considering the woman's over the age of 18, like,
They're like
it's
sugar
not like a
daddies and that.
9-year-old with a 40-year-old man like kissing. Like that's weird.
That's illegal.
Yes,
a
Naomi,
prison-
did
that's a-
you have a
Yeah,
point,
I was
Naomi?
gonna say about like stereotypes again. Thinking into next week's episode, like stereotypes.
Oi, featuring Jacob.
Yeah, just like stereotypes and us just assuming that like, oh, they're only doing it for something else, but you know, it's
Yeah, okay.
That's all I've got to say.
Well, we're going to say big thank you to Curtis and Naomi for joining us on this week's episode.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
It has been
Yeah.
a pleasure. Thank
you-
you,
have
thank
you-
you, Curtis, for your last minute.
Have you enjoyed
Mm.
yourselves?
I had a
So
great time.
much, yeah.
I had a great time.
Will you
Really?
be visiting us again?
I really hope so, Aston.
Will you be coming to the theme park? We're starting a brand here, me and Harry.
Alright.
The theme park. Are you going to be coming to the fun house, the fair, the fright night that we're organising,
Fate.
the fete, the
Was it-
winter fete, the Christmas fete, the summer fete, the autumn fete, the
I
spring
feel like
fete.
the winter fate and the Christmas fate would probably be quite similar fates.
Such fun.
We do have
Frogs
Miranda?
and hats.
Randa.
Naomi. Anyone you want to shout out?
Not really. Don't really have.
Curtis,
names.
actually,
Oh.
we were in history this morning, and Curtis had a lot of shout out. A lot of people that wanted to
I've got two.
drop us out. We got two. Hit me.
Well,
Curtis did a violent digging around in his pocket for that piece of paper.
just so many,
Very
so
screwed
many
up.
£20 notes in there. I'll shout out to Sam Anderson. May not know him.
That square guy on Instagram,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, someone's
And
a fan.
it's Mini Nando 2 on Snapchat. That was Mini Nando 2. And,
Mini Nando 2.
And Jack F _24 on Snapchat as well. Add him up. He's a great lad.
Repeat that for the listeners,
Well,
please.
that was Jack F _24.
And that would be Jack Furlong.
The J being a capital.
Brilliant.
Beautiful.
Ah.
Naomi, go on. Here's with anyone. Just shout something. Not
Um,
with anyone, but you know
I'm,
what I
I'm
mean.
gonna have to say my German pen pal Freya.
Freya. Is she
Yeah.
watching?
She's probably listening.
Listening. sorry.
Danke schön.
Yeah.
Is she actually listening?
Vielen
Did we?
Dank. Yeah, she listens.
Did she actually?
Mhm.
Before I saw her last week.
No.
Oh.
You told me to tell her about it, so I did.
That is what we like to hear. So we are
Now into
we are
Anyway.
breaking into the.
This is an international
EU.
podcast, yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Not,
EU
not for
might
much
be no
longer,
longer.
but
I mean, yeah,
that is what we like to hear.
Anyway, this has been Stupidity Can Make You Famous.
My name's Aston.
My name's Haroon.
Get deja vu, mate. See you later.
See you later, bye.